Namaste and hi, it's Kathy Richardson from Diversity Yoga and welcome to my very first day of 10 days of bite-sized yoga. These 10 days little pieces of yoga are going to be aimed first of all at helping those who have never done yoga before, maybe get a little bit more knowledge about something they may have tried, but also to help experienced yogis who maybe want to go back to basics and just learn a little bit extra and maybe get my take on things that they may already know. So today I'm going to start by talking about how you sit for healthy alignment, and then I'll show you a very short little yoga flow, which is basically poses moving one to the other to give some relief for neck and shoulder tension, which may cause headaches or just may make your life a little bit difficult. So let's talk about sitting first. I'm quite lucky, I have very open hips, so for me sitting cross-legged is relatively easy, but I know for a lot of people this can be extremely tortuous, and there's no reason why you need to sit cross-legged in any yoga class. Most yoga classes will start sitting cross-legged with a meditation or a breathing exercise. But if you find it more comfortable to sit with your legs forward, or if you have a knee issue, you can always straighten one leg and have the other bent, or perhaps find a block or a folded blanket or some cushions to sit on if your knees are way up here and it's causing you some real pain, or you have a curved back. It's really helpful to stack the hips so that your hips and your pelvis have a slightly different alignment. If your hips are above your knees, it helps you to release some of the tension that you may feel. So when you're sitting cross-legged, your back should be straight. You should have good alignment from the base of your spine all the way up to the top of your neck. But if you find that you're here because you might be tight around the hips, or your knees are up here because you've got tight psoas muscles, lifting the hips with the block releases the knees, or as I said, maybe sitting on a folded blanket or a pillow or a cushion. It's really important that when you do yoga you work with what you find in your body, and because everybody is different, we're all going to have slightly different modifications to make the poses easier for us, because eventually as you start doing your practice, your body eases into it, your joints become a bit softer, and as the tendons and the ligaments begin to stretch and release, you find that the postures will naturally find you, rather than you chasing after the poses or the asana, whichever word it is that your teacher uses. So once you've found a comfortable place to sit, and by all means you can do this sitting on a chair, just make sure that wherever you sit, that you feel both your sit bones, those two little knobbly bits that we sit on, which is actually they're called the ischiums or ischia. That's where your hamstrings connect into your pelvis, but we use them for sitting on as well, as everything in the body is always more than one use for every single part of your body. So find a comfortable place to sit, gently draw your tummy into your spine so you can feel your abdominals engage, roll your shoulder blades back, and you want to feel that there's a gentle tucking under of your rib cage. That makes space for your shoulders to elongate, and then rise up with a tall spine as though you're being lifted from the ceiling by perhaps a golden thread. And eventually, once you start building up strength in the core and openness in the hips, your body will just feel as though it's dangling there with the natural curves of your spine naturally stacked up. So let's come to the neck. And here you want to make sure that you have parallel collarbones, so your collarbones are level to the floor. And the simple thing to do here is to use the breath. As in everything with yoga, the breath leads the practice, and the exhale helps us to release whatever tension we have in our body. So inhale, and on an exhale, simply drop your chin to your chest. And just do this to observe any tension you may feel in the back of your neck, especially if you've been reading all day or working on a computer screen all day, or maybe squeezing a mobile phone to your ear, or using perhaps even an earpiece. We tend to lift the shoulder This gentle tucking of your chin just helps to elongate the muscles in the back of your neck. And you'll find that a gentle stretching and opening comes. And then as you inhale, keeping that openness in the back of your neck, take your chin to the ceiling and just go as far as feels good for you. You might feel a little stretching on the skin in your throat, but try not to compress the joints or the muscles in the back of your head by throwing your head back. So thinking more of opening at the front rather than closing at the back. And then exhaling, bringing your chin forward again and using this expansion and contraction in the throat to guide your practice. You can repeat this as many times as feels good for you as you feel the elongation in the neck muscles coming maybe from between your shoulder blades. Then you can take this into a side stretch. So we're going to stretch the muscles on the side of the neck, and you're going to think of taking your ear to your shoulder, but make sure that you keep that long spine and length in the neck. Simply just tuck your ear towards your shoulder, and you should feel a gentle stretch from the base of your earlobe all the way across to the tip of your shoulder. And make sure that you're not doing funny things here with the other shoulder, so try and keep the collarbones level. So the only thing you're stretching is the muscle, this big muscle that runs along the side of your neck. Now we're going to move the stretch a little bit more towards the front here into sternocleidomastoid muscle, which is the very large muscle that literally holds your head up. As you exhale, take your chin towards your shoulder, trying to keep the angle of your head and trying to keep your neck and spine straight. And you feel that stretch moving as you go from the front, moving towards the back into the muscle here, which runs from the base of your skull into the top of your shoulder blade. That's called levator scapularis or scapulae. It's the muscle that literally lifts your shoulder blade, and it's responsible for lots of neck and head pain. Now we're going to keep the head at that angle and then move the head so that you're gazing to the corner of the room and you feel the stretch moving into the front of your neck. And from there you can very gently bring your head back to neutral and maybe rotate from side to side, coming back to center. We'll do the other side. So again, find a long spine, lovely length in the back of your neck. Make sure that your chin isn't stuck out or drawn in too much. You want to find a neutral placement of your chin. And now we're going to take the ear to the shoulder. And just simply let gravity take the side of your head, and you'll feel that gentle stretch beginning to develop from the side, so from the base of your earlobe all the way to the tip of your shoulder. And you might find that if you're very stiff there, you can place your hand on your neck and gently pull the muscle down towards your shoulder as though you're gently releasing tension that you may be. So literally manually stretching the fibers. And if you start at the base of your ear, you can very gently draw your hand down. If you've got really, really sore, stiff muscles in your neck, nothing stops you from putting a bit of massage oil on, taking the muscle to its maximum stretch, and then gently giving it a little bit of manual release. Now, keeping the head at that angle, straight spine, you're going to take your chin to your shoulder, and the stretch is going to move into the back of your neck, into levator scapulae, and you might feel this at the base of your skull, all the way down into the top of your shoulder blade. And the beauty with these postures is that you can just hold it for as long as feels good. The longer you hold, the deeper the stress into your connective tissues. And keeping yourself breathing and keeping your spine long and straight, gently release your chin to the center. Bring your head back to neutral, and now shake from left to right, maybe rotate through the full range of motion of your neck. And you can repeat that as many times as you like on each side to give you eventually a little bit of release of stiffness in your neck. Also a really good way to start warming up in your yoga practice. We often forget the head and the neck, and a lot of us hold a lot of tension in our shoulders and our necks naturally. So allowing those muscles to stretch and release gives you a little bit more space and a little bit more ease as you move into the more challenging yoga postures. So that's my yoga bite for today. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find it useful. This particular neck stretch is great for use just simply when you're sitting in front of your screen. You can do it in the train. Nobody will think you're a nutter if you just gently stretch your head from side to side. I wish you a lovely rest of your day, and I look forward to you joining me again tomorrow at more or less the same time for a few more yoga bites, day 2 of 10 days of bite-sized yoga. Namaste.